Experience a transformative moment by watching this powerful video featuring God's servant Apostle Michael Orokpo, and be blessed.
If you want to be a faith giant, the first thing you need to do is to create a very strong padlock on the gate of the eye and the gate of the ear. Whether you like it or not, you become what you see and hear. There is nothing you can do about it. Anything you see and anything you hear, that's what you become. Japhet was quoting a scripture a moment ago in 2 Corinthians 3:18. I don't know if it's Japhet or Jeffrey. He said, we all with unveiled faces, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. He said, we are changed into that image from glory to glory as by the Spirit of the living God. The word change there is the word metamorpho. It's not just change of mindset. It's actually metamorphosis. The way an egg of a butterfly changes to a winged creature. That's what will happen to you. When you see and hear things, after a while, what you will become will not resemble what you were before you started seeing and hearing. Because sight and sound has the power to engender metamorphosis. And this is why, if you want to be strong in faith, you must master in conditioning the things that you see and the things that you hear. In Romans 10:17, it said, faith cometh by hearing. And it said, hearing by the word of the Lord. So anybody you see who is full of faith, he is full of faith because he is hearing only things that engender faith. You can hear what creates fear. You can hear what creates faith. The choice is yours. When we were much younger, the devil sent some uncles. You know, some uncles are agents of darkness. To tell us how that there are spirits in darkness. So the moment they take light in a room, you are paralyzed. You are anywhere you are looking, it's like a creature is standing like this. And they mentored us to live in fear until fear became our programming. Meanwhile, we were living in a country where they take light more than they have light. So sometimes 7 days they beam light for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. And I'm not talking about Abuja. I'm talking about the villages where they ration light. Maybe light will come to your area for 2 hours in 14 days. That means we were used to living in darkness. So in the evening, you'll see us cleave to somebody. Not because we want to keep fellowship. It's fear. You can't be alone. And fear became our operating system. Even when we grow up, fear followed us, tormenting us. Steps we needed to take in life, we couldn't take. Decisions we needed to make, we couldn't make. Because our system had been reprogrammed to live by fear. Imagine if they told us when we were 2 that we could cast out demons. Imagine if they told us when we were 5 that spirits obey when we give commandments. Imagine what our lives would have turned out to at a very early age. But we heard the wrong things. Because the same way faith cometh by hearing, fear also comes by hearing. You must make up your mind to hear and see only what empowers you. And do you know something else? Your psychology is designed to protect you. That means your system wants to hear bad news more than it wants to hear good news. And that's why bad news easily goes viral. The moment anything looks bad, your whole system is awoken. It's designed that way to protect you. Because if you get the signal, you can escape. But that is also a great disadvantage, because now you are predisposed to receiving what is negative much more than what is good and impactful. And so anybody who wants to walk by faith, you must guard your ear gate. Don't be too prone to hearing things that scare you. Don't be too prone to hearing things that make you want to do evil, because not too long you will do them. You cannot deny what you hear and see. You must become it. He said, faith cometh by hearing. And he said, hearing by the word of God. In Mark 5:25 to 27, you see the story of the woman with the issue of blood. You will think her solution came because Jesus carried too much anointing. No. I will show you the foundation of that woman's solution. He said, and a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years. Verse 26. He said, and had suffered many things of many physicians. You know what this means? Sometimes you go to the hospital, they say, take blood sample. A nurse will just bully you with needle. And the other time, somebody almost slapped a nurse. Are you a student? Will you tear my hand because you want to get blood sample? They will insert it and pull it out and clean it and insert like a dagger. This is human body. What are you? Hope you know, Mephibosheth became paralyzed because of the person nursing him. They take your money and then they are bullying you with needles. Sometimes they come and say, sorry, we will change your drugs. You say, which one? Oh, what do you mean? You gave me drugs, I took it for 2 weeks. You come, you want to change all the drugs. So after taking drugs for 6 months, they will now come and say, oh, we didn't see something during the diagnosis. So what happens to all the chemicals that I've put in myself? Doctors are trying. Don't get me wrong. But they are men. They are men. So the Bible said this woman suffered many things in the hands of physicians. And the Bible also said, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse. If a demon is involved, there's nothing a doctor can do about it. That's why more than 80% of the sicknesses in the world don't have cure. They only treat. That means they manage it for you. There's no cure for blindness. There's no cure for deafness. There's no cure for high blood pressure. There's no cure for diabetes. There's no cure for hepatitis. There's no cure for schizophrenia. There's no cure for cancer. Meanwhile, all your faith is in a doctor. Congratulations. But, verse 27, here comes the good news. When she had heard of Jesus, this is where her answer came from. The reason that woman was able to conceive that if she touched the hem of his garment was because of what she heard. If she didn't hear enough, she would have said Jesus must lay hands on her. If she didn't hear enough, she would have said Jesus must come to her house. But based on what she heard, if this thing you are saying is true, I don't need this man to even know I'm around. So you can carry your faith to any level based on what you hear. The woman heard something about Jesus and she said, no, if these things are true, then it will be a waste of time and effort for him to see me. He doesn't need to see me. And she came from the back, touched the hem of his garment. And when you hear and faith wakes up, God knows. And the power of God located her. So your own faith too can be jacked up. The question is, what are you hearing? So the reason you think that Jesus must appear in your house is because of what you have heard. If you hear enough about Jesus, his love, his faithfulness, and his power, you will be shocked that you will become a faith giant. You are not weak in faith. You have not just heard the right things. If you hear enough, anything can be possible to you. Because faith responds to what you hear. Imagine a woman who had been in a circumstance for 12 years. Terrible circumstance. Jesus didn't need to direct power towards her. Jesus didn't need to encourage her. Jesus didn't need to know she was around. Jesus was not even coming for her. Jesus was going for another business. But the woman interrupted Jesus because of what she heard. Because her faith became a proponent of what she heard. Why do you think the devil is littering the world today with bad news, with fearful news? Because he knows that your faith anchors on what you hear. So he will have you wake up and hear hopelessness, fear for 10 years. And a point will come, you will become what you have heard. This is why you can even go to a miracle service. God is moving, but it will be difficult for you to think God will reach you, because you have heard too much negativity. You have heard too much fear for you to assume it can be you. Jesus went and gathered fishermen who were rejected in society, who nobody knew anything good could come out of, and he carried them with him, and he kept bombarding them with words, kept bombarding them with words, kept bombarding them, and they kept seeing the supernatural. They kept seeing the supernatural. Now, these men were some of the most faithless men that existed. Many times Jesus looked at them and said, "Oh, ye of little faith." In fact, if you read Matthew 17, Jesus called them, "You perverse generation." Jesus got irritated at their level of unbelief. He called them a perverse generation. He called them people of little faith. He called them people of no faith. But Jesus knows the secret. Keep seeing, keep hearing, keep seeing, keep hearing. And as he bombarded them to a level, a point came, he left. When Jesus left, you would think it's over. Suddenly, the men rose up and became faith giants, because you can't deny what you have seen and heard. John said, "What we have seen and heard declare we unto you." If you want your faith to produce results, please censor what you hear and censor what you see. Your life depends on your faith. Look at the life of Abraham. In Genesis chapter 12, Abraham encountered God, and God promised him 6 things he couldn't become, because this thing is in level. As you are hearing, you have to also graduate to seeing. After promising him 12, if you hear some of these promises, you'll be wondering, why would God be so generously predisposed towards this man? Now the Lord had said unto Abraham, "Abraham, get thee out of thy country, out of thy kindred, from thy father's house, unto the land that I will show thee. Hear the blessings. I will make thee a great nation." So God turned Abraham to a nation. Number 2, I will bless thee. That means I will empower you to prosper, because the word bless means empowered to prosper. So anything Abraham touches must work. If your business is failing, make Abraham a board member. The moment he's part of that business, the business will start working. He has the power to make things prosper. Number 3, God said, "I will make thy name great." So if you go somewhere and you are rejected, tell them, "Abraham sent me." If you add the name of Abraham, the door must open. "I will make thy name great." And it didn't stop there. "Thou shalt be a blessing." So if Abraham speaks to you, something will change about your life. 4 things. Go to the next verse. "I will bless them that bless you." So in case you didn't reach Abraham to be able to use his name, for him to be able to talk to you, stay in your house and say, "Father, bless Abraham. Abraham, you are a blessed man. Abraham, you are a great man." Because you have blessed Abraham, the blessing will trace you. So you don't even need to meet Abraham to be blessed. Just bless him, you will be blessed. Send a gift to Abraham. That's enough. You will start in growing, because I will bless them that bless you. And if you make the mistake of cursing him, termite will eat all your farm produce in one night. Termite, all the termite in the house of the Chaldees will visit your farm. They will eat everything first. You will go into poverty because you cursed Abraham. And he said, "In thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Will be blessed. And Abraham was not one of these things. Because at one level you hear, at another level you must see. It's a protocol. And when God knew that this guy couldn't do this thing, in Genesis 13:14, he now called him. He said, "Lift up your eyes, look round you. I want to give you the whole earth. See it as your own." And Abraham looked around. He said, I've given you everything you have seen. So it began to dawn on him when God said, in this shall all the families of the earth. Is the real earth God was talking about. Look around, north, south, east, west. That's what I'm talking about. When I say the earth, I'm not talking about another planet. It's this one you are in. See it and take it. And even that of a child that he couldn't believe. In Genesis 15 verse 5 to 6, the Bible says God brought Abraham out and said, look at the stars. He said, if you can number them, that is how your descendants will be. And the Bible said, Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him for righteousness. There are some who hear and believe. There are others who need to go forward and see. So they see, not physical seeing now, but seeing what God is showing them. And as they begin to see it, their faith begin to come alive. The problem we have most times that makes it difficult for us from walking in faith is that we are not seeing things consistent to the direction God is taking us to. We are not hearing things consistent to the direction God is taking us to. When I knew that my path was to become a preacher and a leader, I gathered my life around preachers and leaders. My friends will tell you, if I'm listening to anybody who is not a preacher, maybe he's a president of a nation or a president of a conglomerate. That's why from a young age, you never catch me dressed carelessly. Never. I didn't see any leader dressing carelessly. I was teaching in a secondary school. Sometimes I wore suit, 3-piece suit to go to class. 3-piece suit. I will be using chalk to teach with suit. And people will look at me and say, Oga, is it not chemistry? You're coming to the chalk will spoil your clothes. My clothes rather get spoiled than my destiny. Because I was seeing myself as a leader that the world will listen to. And I don't know when my stage will appear. I went to teach mathematics with 3-piece suit. When I'm done teaching, I come out of the class, walk with my shoulders high. My salary was 25,000 naira. My suit sometimes is a burden. It's a burden. But I was deliberate. Some people who come to school, is the shirt they brought from market yesterday, they wear it with a jean, everything is rumpled, and they come, they don't care. They are still there. But those of us who were conscious of where we were going, we are no longer there. And if I want to open a school now, I can't. The reason I haven't is because God have not told me. You have to be deliberate. I looked at all the world leaders making impact. Sometimes I will sit in the room for hours. I'm listening to speeches that these guys are delivering. I'm hearing the speech of Martin Luther. I'm hearing the speech of Barack Obama. I'm hearing the speech of Winston Churchill. I'm just listening to these guys. Listening to these guys. Abraham Lincoln. Any little clip I find. The way they come out with audacity. The way they walk with assurance. And you are seeing these things. After a while, your personality is being formed. And when I leave them, I enter the ministers of God. I'm seeing the Pastor Chris. I'm seeing the Andrew Womack. I'm seeing the Bishop Oyedepo. And I'm just seeing them doing wonders casually. And I'm hearing their stories. How somebody just went to see a friend. And they met somebody who is bedridden. They say, get up. I say, what? You don't need to prepare for a miracle service to raise somebody from the bed. Something shifts on my inside. And I kept feeding myself with these things. I kept hearing. I kept seeing. If I was a businessman, see, you need to pay the price. Christianity is practiced. That's how you build your faith. I can tell you a lot about some of the businessmen in the world today. From how they rose from the cradle. From Bill Gates to Elon Musk. I can tell you a lot about them. I sit down, I hear them talk. I hear their stories. But you come to Africa in particular, somebody's on TikTok, he's watching dance. How that people are naked online dancing. And then on Sunday, he dresses piously and comes to church. Spend 3 hours, goes back. he thinks or she thinks she will change her world. And because we are told that this week you will prosper, we say, I'm holding that word, this is my week. Meanwhile, the mind is full of garbage. An Arabian prince was talking the other day. He said, the TikTok in China is different from the TikTok in Africa. If you go to China and you on your TikTok, you will never see anybody cracking joke or dancing naked. You will see different mathematics competition. You will see people who are making impact because they want to stir their people to think mathematics. But you come to a place where there's no vision, there's no regulation. The government takes money, spend it, show them anything you want to show. And a generation plunges into the pit because we don't know how the world works. If you like, go to Babalola's mountain and pray there for 40 days and 40 nights. If what you are seeing and hearing is wrong, you will become what you see and hear. It is the law of faith. You become what you see and what you hear. If God himself had to mentor Abraham to see, to become God, this is not a prophet. You think you can just appear. You see people, they put dark screen on their phone. They hold it like this so that you don't see what they are seeing. If you like, hide it. Your manifestation will show us what you have been looking at. Carry somebody's phone. There are 4 passwords. Not because of anything confidential. Because if you open it by mistake, what will greet you is pornography. Meanwhile, he's the head of prayer unit. He's the leader of ushers. But phone must be locked. If you see it by mistake, he say, wait. What am I waiting for? Because the content cannot edify. And so people hold their phone like this. They are on earpiece 247 because you can't hear the dirtiness of what they are hearing. Even they are ashamed of what they are seeing. And the outcome of their lives become a replica of what they see and what they hear. Faith is born from what you see and what you hear.